Alright guys, we're going to do some factoring with some tougher situations than you've seen before. Here's the last thing we did. We had some exponent stuff. Go ahead and just turn to the very next page. This would be a good starting point. We're just going to call this factoring ax squared plus bx plus c. And then in parentheses you can say a is not equal to 1. That's kind of the whole point of this lesson, is to deal with like a 2x squared plus 7x plus 3, or a 3x squared minus 4x plus 2. So this may seem backwards, but we're going to start with one that actually, draw me a line right down there, kind of a wide margin over here. Here's your example 1. We're going to start with one that does have a 1x squared. So 1x squared plus 12x plus 27. Alright, so the way we do this, we focus on the fact that there's a 1 here. We love that. That's their mother function shape, right? So what we're going to do is take the 1 and the 27, and we're going to multiply those. Let's do that over here. So 1 times 27, that's going to go up at the top. And then the 12 will go on the bottom. So now we're looking for numbers that multiply to get the 27, and they add to get 12. You can start making a list if you don't see it right away. 1 times 27, 3 times 9, there it is. 3 goes here, 9 goes there. Here's the optional box that goes with it. So you have an x squared. We now have a 3x and a 9x. We could put those in like so. That's a pretty small box. Let me make that a little bit bigger for you. Whoa, too much, too much. That's better. And then we got a plus 27 down here. So now we're just going to factor out from this box. We can factor out an x here, an x there. So x times x is x. X times 3 is 3x. And x times 9 is 9x. And then we got 9 times 3 is 27. So that seems to work out. So what we have here is x plus 3 times x plus 9. And that would be your answer. You're done with that one. Let's do it again. How about x squared plus 12x plus 32? I don't know why I put parentheses there. That's weird. Alright, so we think we're going to be able to factor that like so. Let's go ahead and just kind of separate that right there. We could do the diamond here, I guess. So 1 times 32 is 32. Very soon that won't be a 1. On the next problem it won't be a 1. So we have to pay attention to that. 1 times 32 is 32. Then we have a 12 on the bottom. So you're looking for numbers that multiply to get 32, and they add to get 12. So 2 times 16, nope, nope. Let's see, 4 goes into 32 8 times. There it is. So then we go do the box technique. This is where you break the middle term down, break that bx term down with the numbers you found. So that 4 and 8 is how you're going to break your 12x down. That's the key right there, is finding those numbers that multiply the top and multiply to get the top, add to get the bottom, and that's a nice way to break down the middle term. And then of course you've got your 32 here. So next, what you could do, nice little trick, let me get a little post-it here. If you go like this, just cover up half of this, you can say, hey, what can you factor out of those two guys? And hopefully you recognize it's x. And x times what is x squared? That would be an x. And x times what is 4x? That's a plus 4. And then if you reveal the rest of the box, 4 times 8 is 32, and it better be a positive. So, and then x times 8 is 8x. So there you have it. It's x plus 8 times x plus 4. I don't care what order you write this in. That's fine. Either way. Next one, example 3. This is where it gets interesting. So now we've got a 2x squared plus 11x plus 15. Alright, so this time we'll go ahead and set up our parentheses. Our answer will go there, but the process is going to be very similar, but a little bit tougher. 2 times 15 is 30. You always multiply the a and the c, looking for the factors that add to b. So let's see, what multiplies to get 30 adds to get 11. You can go through your list. 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10. 4 does not go into 30, but 5 times 6 does. These do not add up to 11. These do not either. These add to 13. These do. So it'll be a 5 here and a 6 here. Now, you cannot I repeat, you cannot just do this. In fact, why don't you copy this down and then we'll show you why it's wrong and we'll cross it off. X times x is x squared, not 2x squared. So already it's failed. On top of that, 5 times 6 is 30, not 15. Cross this off. It is no bueno. It is not okay. And I'm not sure why the screen just got darker. Let's see if I can lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so instead, let's get some new parentheses over here. Let's go do our box technique. So we had a 2x squared and an 11x that needs to be broken down, and we have the 15. So you always have your squared term out here in the top left. You always have your constant term on the bottom right, and then you're going to break down your 11x with the numbers you found here. So we're going to go maybe 6x here and 5x there. It really doesn't matter which one you put where, as long as those are both in that diagonal. Next up, we can say what's in common to these two. Factor that out front. That would be a 2 and an x. And 2x times x is 2x squared, and 2x times 3 is 6x. We're almost done. Next, we need something times x to get 5x. Clearly that's a 5. And then, of course, just checking your last box. 5 times 3 is 15. So these dimensions, those are your factors. Let's go ahead and box that up. That's your answer. Just like this was your answer, just like that was your answer. All right. Let's do it again. Get some more practice in. So our next one, let's see here. Number 4, 3x squared plus 14x plus 8. I don't know if you noticed this, but I've been giving you all positives. That makes it a little bit easier. We'll mix in some negatives in just a moment. Okay, so our answer is going to go in here. Let's go diamond, box, answer. So it'll go diamond, box, and we'll come back to the answer. Multiply your 3 times 8. If you want, you could even show that right here to, so you can see where the 24 came from. So you multiply the a times c, looking for the factors that add to b. So let's see, what adds to 14 but multiplies to 24? 1 times 24? Nope. 2 times 12? Yep. There it is, 2 times 12. So we'll take our 3x squared, put it in the box, 8, put it in the box, 14x. We now know how to break it down. You can put 12x here and 2x there, or vice versa. It does not matter. Let's go 2x here and 12x here this time. And you don't need a piece of paper. You can just cover this up and say, what can you factor out? Just an x, okay. And that means x times 3x over here and x times a plus 2 over here. The easiest way to get that last thing is just 2 times what is 8, and that would be a plus 4. And I think we've got it, folks. It's x plus 4 times 3x plus 2. And we can check our work fairly quickly with foiling, and you could do it in your head. X times 3x is 3x squared. Of course, you have 4 times 2, which is 8. Then we have the middle terms. 12x plus 2x is 14x. Looks like we got it. All right. Let's switch it up. Well, not switch it up. Let's do, actually, yeah, let's switch it up now with some negatives. Make a little note here. Now some negatives. So first one we've got here is an x squared minus 11x plus 24. Multiply the 1 and the 24. Add to get a negative 11. These will need to be the same sign because they multiply to get a positive. So it's either negative 1 times negative 24, negative 2 times negative 12, negative 3 times negative 8. There it is. Now it turns out you don't really need the box technique for these guys when there's a 1 out front. That's another reason we love the mother function shape. You'll see why in just a second. So let's break the 11x down, the negative 11x down. We're going to break that into a negative 3x and a negative 8x. So now if you factor the first row, you can factor out an x, and that leaves an x minus 8. And then x times negative 3 will get you a negative 3x. So if you look at your diamond, in this special case where it was the mother function shape, the numbers from your diamond actually go into your answer. That did not happen on example 4 or example 3. See, we failed, right? We had to come over here. Now we got a coincidence here. There was a 5, but we did not have a 6 in the other spot. That was a coincidence that we had a 5. All right, so that's that. And then let's see, how about an example with, I don't know, how about a different number out front? How about a 12x squared minus 11x plus 2? So now we've got some negatives mixed in. We will have an answer here momentarily. Let's go do the diamond, then we'll go to the box, and then we'll go back to the answer. 12 times 2 is 24, but we need to add to get negative 11. Hopefully you can see that. We just saw something like that with a 24 and a negative 11, but this time the negative 3 and negative 8, they do the same job here, yes, but this is a different question. That's a big coincidence that what just happened right there. We're going to break the middle term down into negative 3x and negative 8x here, but there was only a plus 2 down here. So now we're going to cover up. You can factor this way, what's in common. You can also factor vertically if you want. It's kind of a nice little look. What goes into both of these guys? 2 goes in, bigger than that would be a 4 goes in, and that would be 4 times x. Okay, so because we have an x in both of them, right? So then x times x, that gets you the x squared, but 4 times 3, you better have a 3x there. And then 4x times negative 2 will get you your negative 8x. And then we reveal to see where we're at. Negative 2 times a negative 1 gets you a positive 2. And then double checking, 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. So there we have it. 3x minus 2, 4x minus 1. All right, I think we'll do maybe just a couple more. I'm going to turn the page. We'll do a couple more examples. If we need to, you can have the substitute teacher pause it right here and then come back to it in a moment. And then we'll press play. I'm going to go ahead and turn the page though. Here goes an example 7. It was a very unstraight line, but that's fine. Okay, so last one we did, let's see, had a 12x squared. Okay, so how about we try 3x squared minus 7x minus 20. Let me zoom that in so you can see a little bit better. Again, I apologize for the blue screen if it looks blue to you. I'm not sure what happened there. Hopefully you can see all right. All right, so we're going to go to the diamond, then we're going to go to the box, then we're going to go back to the answer. Diamond, box, answer. DBA, diamond, box, answer. All right, what goes at the top of this diamond right here? Don't say negative 20. On the count of 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yes, negative 60. Good job. And on the bottom, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yes, most of you said negative 7, I hope. All right. Okay, this is awkward. I'm talking to an empty room right now. All right, so multiply to get negative 60. That means we need a negative 1 times 60 or a negative 2 times 30. We need opposite signs if you didn't catch that. So then 4 goes in 15 times, 5 goes in 12 times. Looking for things to add to get negative 7. We're way off here. Way off. Getting closer, but these still add to a positive value. So if you flip these backwards, we've got it. It's not this one, it's this one. So we'll use a negative 12 and a positive 5. Okay, let's take our 3x squared, put it in the top left, negative 20, bottom right. That's how you always do the quadratic and the constant. Next, you break the bx down with the numbers you found. How about negative 12x here and a positive 5x there? Now we factor from the box. We go to the first row maybe. And I say maybe because we could go to the first column if you prefer. I kind of like the first row right now because I see a 3 and a 12, and I'm thinking factor out a 3. And we can also factor out an x. That leaves a 1x and a minus 4. Those multiply to get this. Finishing it up, we have a plus 5. 5 times x is good. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. There are your two factors right there. 3x plus 5 and x minus 4. All right, last one. And then we'll let you guys practice this and do some other things for classwork and homework. Last one. This one's kind of interesting looking. 12x squared minus a 1x minus 6. Strange. Answer will go here, but we're going to go to the diamond, to the box, back to the answer. Here goes. Multiply the A and the C. Looking for the factors that add to B. That's a -1 right there. I'm seeing 9 and 8 right away. They need to be opposite signs, and they need to add to get a negative. So I'm thinking -9, +8. Those multiply to get the top, they add to get the bottom. And we are in business. Looks good. 12x squared. Then we got a -9x or -9x. It doesn't really matter. It's your choice where you want to put these two guys. But you need the -6 down low on the right. So hey, let's factor vertically this time. So what's in common to both 12 and 8? 2 is, yes, but how about 4? Hopefully you said 4. And we also have an x in there. And 4x times 3x gets you your 12x squared. And then 4x times a 2 will get you the 8x. We already know this much. 3x plus 2 and 4x something something. We just have to find out what the something something is. Let's see. 2 times -3 will get you a -6. And just double checking. That's it. We did it. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you made some sense of it. If not, work with your neighbors. See if you can work through these. I'm going to give you some practice problems like this. Good luck to you. We'll see you next time.